I told Coach before I went out that this was dedicated to him because I lost the game for him last year against Maryland. And this one's for Coach Schnellenberger because he's the best coach in America.
It is good. The Hurricanes lead with no time remaining. They win the ball game 17-16.
The Howard Schnellenberger Show. A look at this week's Hurricane football action. Here's your co-host, Dave Willingham.
You see before you the man who has just led the University of Miami to the greatest season in its history, at rest with the orange jacket, heading to the Orange Bowl, the open collar. What can you say, Howard? How can you capture it?
Well, I think the best thing to say, Dave, is we went to Tallahassee to play the biggest game that the University of Miami has ever played. It had more emphasis, more meaning, and all those things, and the kids came back with a win. And the way they won it is classical style. To win it with no time left on the board, to come from behind against a great Seminole team, and to bring home the 10th straight win says it about as well as I can.
I tell you what, it was an absolutely superb football game. We want to recapture it for you this morning, as much of it as we can. So we're going to go right to the highlights. We start right at the beginning of the ball game.
Well, the highlights there, Dave, is the fact that it was the largest crowd in Seminole history. A beautiful night, no wind, right at 48, 49 degrees. And our offensive football team came out storming right from the beginning. Our team was really high. In fact, they ran over me trying to get the game started. I'm still trying to recover. Darrell Oliver on the kickoff return got us good field position, and we start right off with the screen to Glenn Dennison. Very well executed, and Glenn makes a nice run after he makes the catch, takes it down in great field position. Bernie Kosar again had a truly magnificent day. They really got to him early and often, but he hung in there and played well. Here we go to the blitz audible, going to Ed Brown on the slant pattern, which was later to become the big play of the game for the touchdown. But Eddie had one of his big games, 8 catches for over 150 yards. The offensive line played a tough to nasty game against a very fired-up Seminole football team, and even though we were sacked at times, he gave Bernie a lot of time to throw the ball. Here we get a pass interference call against the Seminoles trying to guard Shakespeare. Gives us the ball first and goal at the goal, and on the first play, Albert Bentley behind the left side of the line takes care of his own blocking on the one man that we can't block in goal line situation, drives him into the end zone for the touchdown, and that gives us a 6-point lead. Lee Davis hits his first extra point to give us 7. Our defense played a very solid football game, and even though they got more yardage than we would have liked for them to get, our defense in the final analysis contained them. Very excellent play across the line there. Reggie Sutton makes a big play. Great square end pattern here by Eddie Brown. You saw the protection that the line afforded Bernie on that play. Put us down there in real fine shape, moving us upfield. Now here's the really bad play or bad throw that Bernie made during the day. Really should have gotten that up and over and out of the end zone for an incomplete pass. Eddie Brown is the punt returner here. He was standing on the 10. It was an excellent punt by their man. Floats it back in there. Eddie started back, made the fair catch at the 3-yard line. It's a cardinal sin for a punt returner to do that. That was the only bad play we had during the game with Eddie in that position. We just flat fouled that up. They had a 10-man rush. They changed their spacing right before the snap. We miscounted it, and one man came through free, blocked the punt, gave them the 2 points, and we were fortunate that we only got 2 points out of that rather than the 7 that they could have gotten.
7-2 Hurricanes at the end of the first period. We'll be back with more. You stay with us. Completely fired up football teams going at it last night in Tallahassee. I want to tell you, let's pick up the second quarter highlights. Florida State with the ball, driving Davis to pass.
You're really right about that. I've never seen on the films that I've seen, I've not seen Florida State's defense as inspired and as fired up as they were. Maybe it was some of the words I had said before the game. I certainly hope not, but they played a truly fine game. Here their offense is moving downfield, and Davis, I thought, played an excellent game. He's a fine young quarterback, and Bobby has certainly got a prize quarterback in Davis, and he's going to be with him another year, and he'll be the guy that'll move the football team. Power running. Their offensive line are big and strong, and they're coming off the ball, really hitting in there strong. Willie Lee Broughton got the starting nod at nose tackle, and I haven't graded the films and don't intend to for a few days, but I think he played well in his first start. Now this Greg Allen is just a super back, and this is not the best run he had, but he has a lot of good runs, and it took 4 and 5 of our kids to get him down. He's an exceptional runner. And here's the option play, and Jay Brophy's got a good angle on him, but he has such great speed that he gets one step on Jay. Our corner man, Reggie Sutton, is unable to keep him out of the end zone, and they get their first touchdown. Here's a good shot of it. Jay looks like he's got pretty good position on him. Sutton hits him pretty square, but yet he gets on in for the touchdown. Now we're in pretty good field position here, and I thought we were going to have something work out pretty well for us. But again, a good pass rush. Bernie really should have gotten rid of that ball, but again, he's trying his best to hold it to the last instant to find someone coming open. Heck of a catch there by Eddie Brown. I was standing very close to that, and I didn't see how in the world he had a chance to make that play, but he did, and got us down there where we could have made something happen. But again, the hard rush sacks us, gets us out of field goal range, and gives the Seminoles the ball back. Now this was probably the worst part of the game for us, because they really moved the ball on us here in the second quarter. Had some opportunities to get more points on the board. Gee whiz, which one is that? Is that Allen or is that Snipes? They both did it. That's Snipes. And boy, does he run well. He's faster than Greg Allen, not as tough and strong, but boy, he can scoot. He went into this game with a 7.1 yard average. Allen had a 5.5 average. And you have two tailbacks that have that type of stats, you've got a great offensive team. Now, this is a key thing here. They come away with no points right before the half, close enough to make it, and he pulled it slightly to the left.
That camera shot showed just how close a thing it was. 9-7 at halftime in favor of the Seminoles. I think we ought to stop here and say a word about Bernie Kosar's performance last night under extreme pressure and physical abuse. Well, it was just another demonstration of the mental toughness, the character of this young man, going against a very tough defensive football team, going against a crowd that was very intimidating, very loud. We couldn't get our signals out to our wide receivers. I don't know if you noticed it in the film or not, but we were passing things out. The fullback passing it back to the tailback, the tight end passing it out to the outside receivers, trying to get everybody to know what the play was. What do we have here now? This third quarter coming up? Third quarter. And Keith Griffin, what a wonderful game he had. And later on you're going to see what I think is the most important run of the season, as he takes a run up the sideline to get us in field goal range. Little sidearm out here to Eddie Brown. Moving down now, getting it in there in great field goal position, but we're going to read a blitz here very shortly and get it in for the 6. Look out, Bernie. He got hit hard on that as he went to the blitz check and got it to Eddie Brown to the outside. Now here we have it set up. They had been blitzing us. We called the blitz audible in the huddle. This is the one before the one, I guess. This is where we get sacked again. Now, even though the sacks were too many, I was really pleased with the play of the offensive line. Ian Sinclair was hurt early in the game, had to come out, sprained his ankle and knee very badly. Got it taped up, went back in and played the entire game. Juan Commandiero and Al Ward at the guards, and Heffernan and Berticelli at the tackles, playing the type of football that it takes to win. We don't look like we're ever going to get him down. Well, we don't. He just gives out, drops the ball, and falls on it for about a 15-yard gain. They ran the option play and the pass off the option play real well. And here they throw back to that daggone Hester, who had a great game. Reggie Sutton really had him covered well there.
fact that the ball had been thrown where it should have been, Reggie would have intercepted it, but it was behind him. And Greg Allen now on the draw play again. They must have run that draw play 15 times during the course of the night. And it's very difficult to get pass rush and then to stop the draw too. Snipes again up through the middle. It looked like they were coming after Willie Lee and Darren McMurray in the center of the line an awful lot. They take this the length of the field for the touchdown, and it's going to give us a shot here of the scoreboard very shortly, and you're going to see the tremendous job our football team has to do to come back to win this football game. This is a touchdown with Davis. Looks like we've got him stopped, and then a last little surge, the point of the ball gets across the goal line, and here's the picture I was talking about. 16-7 with 2:52 to go in the third quarter, and we've got our work cut out for us. I think this is a real tribute to the offense and defensive football teams of the University of Miami. We've talked about this all year long. In fact, we talked about it spring practice, fall practice, the whole time, that we have to be able to be a great football team. We have to be able to come from behind, win in the fourth quarter. We were able to do it against East Carolina, and then to come back against Florida State. Real tribute to these young men. Here's the play that I was anticipating a moment ago. It's called 63 with the fullback blocking right against their strong safety, and we hit the correct defense. Bernie executed, or the whole team executed, and that came up with the 6 points. And whenever you blitz that much, you're going to get burned along the way.
And Eddie Brown took it in for the touchdown, made it 16-14. A lot more to come in that fourth quarter. You stay with us. We'll show it to you. It was midway through the fourth quarter before the Hurricanes really got it cranked up. Let's go right to the highlights. We will find one of the big defensive plays for Miami all night long coming up here.
Well, I think it's about the next 6 plays, 3 in this drive and 3 in the next drive, that really made the difference. Here they try to reverse down deep in their territory. Julio Cortez gets the deep penetration, causes Hester to have to reverse his field, and then just gang tackling puts it back for it looks like about a 10-yard loss. Now we've got to shut them down right here if we're to win the game, and Brophy reads it, gets upfield, and stops the draw play for one of the few times in the game for no yards gain and actually a loss. Now we force him to punt here, and Eddie Brown gets a nice little return here to give us pretty good field position. Now we just need another step of holding them up in order for Eddie to really make things happen. He's got the ability to be a great one back here. He hasn't really gotten the big return yet, but he's right on the verge of making something really big happen, and certainly if we're going to get it done in the bowl game, we need him to do it. Now we go right to work here, throwing the out pattern of Shakespeare. We go to the left with what we call 50 short out, and then we come back to the other side with 51 short out. And this takes it down where we got real good working room. Everybody started feeling really good about this time because we're moving the ball. We know we're getting close enough for the field goal. Now here's the run I was talking about. Keith Griffin, there's no way that he can outrun the field like he's doing here, but it's in the fourth quarter and all speeds are neutralized. It comes down to who wants it the worst, and boy, he really wanted it, and he turned it up in here. Now this play kind of scared me. I was just trying to line it up for a field goal, and Albert finds a crack in there and he takes it down in there. I wasn't worried about whether he's going to score or not, but when you get standing up in there like that and give everybody a chance to strip the ball. Everybody was very concerned about Bernie in the timeout here, but he had already talked to the official. He said, let it run down to 3 seconds and then give me a timeout. And Paul Schmidt, the referee, was set to do that. And the play of the year right here, Little Flea, drives it home, and for all the ones he's missed, he made this one the very best. He hadn't missed many now, but he told me before he went in there, Coach, I want to put this one through for you and the team, and erase that one that happened at Maryland last year.
Miami wins 17-16. The poise of the Hurricanes, especially on the last drive, cannot be overstated.
No, it can't, and that's a tribute to the entire offensive coaching staff and to these players that when it's all on the line, everything that you work for not 1 year but for 5 years, all boils down to one drive, one sequence to make it happen. They had the composure and the strength to make it happen.
It's about as exciting as you can get. We'll be back with more on the Schnellenberger Show right after this.